Right, good evening. Thank you for joining us. The farmer protest now has been going on for more than 100 days. In fact, as of today, it's 112 days. There were several questions that came up about whether these farmers would have to go back to their villages for the harvest and the sowing season. It doesn't seem like they've gone back to their villages. The farmer unions called for a Bharat Bandh on the 26th of March to commemorate 4 months of their protest. But fundamentally, after all of this, there's been no breakthrough. It doesn't seem like there has been any sort of breakthrough in the conversation between the farmers and the government, and that standoff continues. Also, several farmer leaders have been quoted saying that they are traveling to the states that are currently in elections, including Bengal, to appeal to people not to vote for the BJP because the BJP has passed these laws against the farmers. That has now brought up questions about whether this protest is political, something that the farmers say it was not from the very beginning. To help us answer what's going on right now, Yogendra Yadav joins us. Mr. Yadav has actually spoken on this matter from the very beginning and has been part of the protests as well. Mr. Yadav, thank you for joining us. Good evening. My fundamental question to you, which a lot of our viewers are also asking, is what happens now? It's been 112 days. The media is not tracking this protest as much as they used to. People seem to have, for want of better terms, lost interest. But the protest continues. What is the plan going forward?
Thanks, Faye. This looks like a long struggle. And in a long struggle, there are phases. There's a shift of strategy, there's a shift of focus. So right now, our focus is not so much on the 4 or 5 morchas around Delhi. The focus has shifted for the last couple of months to the to other areas, to the Mahapanchayats. Every single day, we witness several Mahapanchayats. I can tell you today, there was one in Ganganagar, which I was meant to go, but I couldn't. And I know there is a yatra happening in around Uttarakhand that's passing through Uttar Pradesh, going to Uttarakhand. Today, there was a long yatra is taking place in Karnataka, which is collecting soil from village to village to village. And another yatra has already started on its way to Delhi on the 6th of April. So all kinds of things are happening. The focus of attention is not so much on the 4 or 5 morchas. And because for the media, that has been the focus of attention, it appears to media that this is that the agitation has gone down, that the movement has gone down. You are right to say that it has slipped out of media's attention, but that is not to say that the movement has gone down. If you were to look at sheer numbers, I dare say today more people are participating every day in this protest than the numbers that did before the 26th of January, because now the protest has come closer to their home, in their district headquarters, in their mandi, closer to homes. This is happening. So the protest has not gone down, but yes, it seems to have slipped from the front page of the newspapers. We have slipped away from the sort of big headlines of television, and a long movement should be prepared for these phases. What has not happened is that we have not slipped away from the mindscape of the farmers of this country, which was the mainstay of the movement, and which is where we're building. And if anything, over the last couple of months, after 26 January specifically, the movement has spread out, and this impression that the regime is out to do something anti-farmer today has percolated much deeper, much wider than it was earlier.
Mr. Yadav, the question really is that while, and it's an interesting thing perhaps to examine why it has slipped from the mind of the media in terms of television and newspaper, but has it slipped from the mind of government? Because quite honestly, the last we heard of the farmer protest is the whole case against Disha Ravi and Greta Thunberg tweeting and the toolkit, which again, nobody seems to be talking about at this point. But is the farmer protest still top of mind for the government?
For the government would like it to slip out, and that it has slipped away from media's attention is something not entirely unrelated to government's desire. You know it better, Faye. What is what is focused by media and what is out of focus for media in this country currently, sadly, is not entirely unrelated to government's desires. Yes, we occasionally make news, as in when we touch middle class concerns, as Disha Ravi's case was. It touched metropolitan middle class conscience as well, and it should have. But other occasions, yes, we would be away from those big headlines, and we are okay. We can live with it. I know Ganganagar will not make headlines, even if you have thousands of farmers there. Farmer movements have lived with such occasions. They will continue to. In terms of what we have achieved, I did want to say something very clearly. You see, this movement has already achieved three things, which might look like byproducts today, but these would be enduring historic legacy of this movement. Number one, this movement has achieved self-respect for the farmers. 6 months ago, you asked a farmer's son or daughter, what does your father do? They would say, well, actually, my uncle is an inspector in police. So they wouldn't tell what their father did. Today, they walk with these badges. I love farmer. I'm farmer's son. That's a very important historic development. Number two, this movement has shown the political might of the farmers. No matter what the government says, no matter how indifferent it looks, no matter how it pretends that it doesn't matter, the fact is that everyone in this regime has got the message, and not just this regime. I guess every political leader now understands that one should not take panga with farmers. It's hard to translate panga into English. But, don't take panga with farmers. They can bite back. That's a very important lesson about farmers' strength. And the third thing that has been achieved, which is very, very important in the long run, is that farmers has achieved a certain unity across regions, unity across caste and communal divide, unity across state divides, which was being created. And once achieved, and if we can persist with this unity is going to be the biggest strength for the farmers. So these three things have already been achieved, even at a time when the government has chosen not to speak to us. Right now, the government strategy seems to be to tire us out and hope it will fritter away. I can only tell you this is not going to happen.
Mr. Yadav, and I'll come back to your statement that the government is not speaking with the farmers, but there have been statements made by farm leaders, including yourself, saying that farmers are now going to split up and go to different parts of the country where elections are currently taking place, and request citizens not to vote for the BJP because it's anti-farmer. And I'm quoting, various farm leaders, including farm leader Balbir Singh Rajewal, who made that statement in Chandigarh not long ago. He said, I will go to Kolkata myself. Now, this indicates, and you said political clout, this indicates that this protest is now political and is being used in elections. Whereas in the beginning, it was clear that this protest, that there was no political hand in this protest. Is this what the protest was for, to influence elections?
Faye, first to affirm what you said, it is not merely a few statements from the farmer leaders. This is the official decision of Sanyukta Kisan Morcha. We have unanimously, officially decided that we will appeal to farmers in all these 5 assembly election states and say, please punish BJP. Just to make it absolutely clear, our message is the following. We don't have any candidate. We are not a political party. We do not support any political party. We're not asking you to vote for this or that party. Our message is just this. Please punish this party, which has brought these anti-farmer legislations, which has refused to talk honestly after that, which has launched all kinds of cannon fire, cannon water cannon, all kinds of things, and which has converted all the morchas into as if these are international borders. So you must punish this regime, must punish this, must give a message. Why during elections? Faye, the very simple reason for that is the following. And that's what we have been constrained to come to. because this government does not understand the level of language of constitutionality and legality, we've tried so often to say, Baba, these are unconstitutional laws. This government does not understand the language of economics or farmers' welfare. They do not understand the language of humanity. How many, 112 days now. They don't understand. The only language this regime understands is vote, seat, election, power. So farmers said, all right, then let us speak in the language, the only language that you understand. Does it mean we are doing politics? Well, in one sense, we are, and we should not shy away from that. In another sense, we are not. We are not entering into petty electoral politics of saying 3 of our should become an MLA, please give them tickets, please make this person chief minister, and so on. But yes, we are trying to influence the agenda of politics. And I see absolutely no reason why farmers should not do that.
Yadav, doesn't this
should do that, education movement should do that. To wish to influence the agenda of electoral politics is absolutely legitimate, and it must be done all the time. There's nothing wrong with that kind of politics.
Doesn't this confirm then the accusations that there were opposition parties fueling these protests from the very beginning? Because when you tell the population of an election state, do not vote for the BJP, aren't you effectively suiting the purpose of the opposition of the BJP?
What we forget is that there were 100 days in between these two things. And all Mr. Modi needed to do, and what he can still do before the first round of voting before the 27th of March, he can simply accept the demands and say, all right, I've accepted it, go back as winner. He can, and I can tell you, Faye, on this show, the day he does it, I would come on your show and salute him. Well, he takes electoral dividends, so be it, he's entitled to it. Like he makes historic declarations. He can come out and say, on MSP, I have declared something that no Congress government could do in the past. No government in the last 70 years did that. Well, he would be a winner. He's entitled to it. So that we have done it after 100 days is not a function of our desire somehow to do it after 100 days. It's a function of the fact that the government has simply not responded. And this is not the first time any movement of the people has decided to punish a ruling party during elections. I mean, at least in Punjab and Haryana, this happens every second year or so. So movements are entitled, they should. If we had this agenda from day one, well, we should have started doing it from day one. We should have intervened in Rajasthan Panchayat elections. We should have intervened in Gujarat Panchayat elections. We should have intervened in Punjab Panchayat elections, which we did not. We gave a lot of opportunity. And I honestly want every people's movement to do this big politics, but not get into petty politics by way of, getting 3 or 4 persons. So if few leaders get tickets and become successful and leave the movement behind, that is petty politics, which we don't.
So quick counter question, Mr. Yadav, if I may. You did say that right now the farm leaders are telling people not to vote for the BJP. But if the Prime Minister were to come in before the first voting date and actually accept the demands, will the farm leaders then tell people to vote for the BJP?
We would withdraw our call, certainly. We have given a negative call. We would say our call is withdrawn if he actually accepts all the things. If he says all 3 laws are gone and I give you MSP as a legal guarantee, Faye D'Souza will find Yogendra Yadav on her show saluting the Prime Minister of this country and saying that the call not to vote for this is withdrawn. Of course, we should withdraw it. That would be the only honest response.
You've also repeatedly said in this conversation that the government has refused to speak to farmers. But we have to accept also this, there's a bit of an impasse because there have been 11 rounds of talks. So is it fair to say that there's been a refusal to speak while the government has held steady on its, so sort of dug in its heels saying it will not repeal? The farmers have also dug in their heels saying that they will not talk unless there is a repeal. So what exactly are we hoping for in terms of a conversation?
2 things, Faye. One is that, remember, this was meant to be a gift for us. So when we say we don't like your gift, Mr. Modi, and Mr. Modi says, no, you will have to accept my gift, who exactly is being unreasonable? We can't equate both the things. We can't say, you have dug in your heels, that person has dug in your heels. Someone would have come reasonably and say, Baba, it was meant to be a gift. Na? Why do you not, if these fellows don't want the gift, even if they are stupid in not accepting your gift, just let go. That would have been a reasonable response. Second, to say that there have been 12 rounds of negotiations is a formal statement. In reality, there was only one serious offer that came from the government, and that was in the 12th round itself, or the 11th round, you could say, when the government said, all right, we are willing to freeze these for 1.5 years. So the government makes, before that was no conversation at all. We were talking past each other. The government was not at all addressing us. So the government made a first offer in the negotiation and also said it's the last offer. Is that the spirit of negotiations? We responded to that. And I can tell you even today, if the government were to respond seriously, were to come up with something substantial, if the government takes 2 steps, farmer leaders, farmers movement will also take 2 steps. Why not?
Well, it does seem, Mr. Yadav, that the government has held steady, because even from within Parliament, there's a session on right now. There's been no indication whatsoever of these 2 steps that you speak of, that the farmers will take in your direction. Are we to assume then in that case that this protest will go on indefinitely? And how long will these farmers really be able to hold out before going back to their villages for harvest, for sowing, for just seeing their families?
On behalf of the movement, I can tell you, Faye, that we have already made arrangements for that. Yes, of course, many farmers would wish to go back at the harvest time. And yes, the numbers on the morchas may decline for some time. But do remember, farmers have made alternative arrangements in so many villages in Punjab and Haryana. Panchayats are now passing resolution to say, if Mr. X is away to Singhu border, Tikri border, the following 10 families will do his job. So that is already underway, and it's an amazing instance of social harmony and unity that's taking place. And some tractors which are parked in Tikri. So the following 10 families will contribute their tractors, etc., and do it in their place. So that is happening already. These things are already being arranged for. Summer, yes, the way we've passed winters, we can go through this summer as well. If you speak to farmers on the ground, that's what they are saying. But the question remains, how long would the government not wish to speak? That's a very good question. I think you're speaking to the wrong person. My own sense is, if you were to ask the government, you would get a better answer. My sense continues to be, and I'm no advisor to this government, that the sooner they end it, the cheaper it is for them. The longer they drag it, the more expensive it becomes for the government, for the simple reason that messages of farmers' movement take a long time to reach the bottom. So right now, while every child in Punjab knows about these 3 bills, that is not the case in Tamil Nadu. That is not the case in Andhra Pradesh. The longer the movement goes, the greater is the percolation of our message. And the greater is the damage to this government's own credibility and reputation among the farmers. But that it's not for me to advise the government. I'm sure they think about it. The only thing I would say is, let us not say the government is steady. I would not call it steady. I thought there were better words for that. Hubris, arrogance, intransigence. These are probably better words for that.
Okay, we see the good thing for the farmers who are protesting right now is that the bitter cold has relented at the borders where they were sleeping out, under the sky. But now we're entering the Delhi summer, which is terrible to say the very least, which will come with its own challenges of heat stroke for people who are sleeping outside. Is there a risk to the lives of those who are currently now camping outside of Delhi?
It is difficult. Yes, there is risk. Yes, it's not going to be easy. But that is something for everyone to think about. We are not here to enjoy Delhi's summer. We would like to pack up as soon as possible and go back home. All we are saying is that if need be, We are prepared to brave this summer as well. And we've started making preparations, some fans and the plastic sheets to be replaced by more thatched roofs and such like, which is the kind of stuff we have to do if we have to survive Delhi's summer. But yes, if need be, we are prepared for that.
All right, Mr. Yadav, thank you so much for speaking with us this evening. We will continue to keep track of the farmer protest, and we'll continue to give it prime time space. We, at least on independent media, on YouTube, at least, we don't have to take instructions from anyone else other than our audience members. So we appreciate you giving us time, and we hope that we can continue to answer questions from our viewers who are wondering what's going to happen to this protest going forward. Thank you for speaking with us.